With the second pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz arrived in Minnesota less than a month ago and is already about to experience one of the most unexpected moments in the NFL in 2025. A veteran who many considered just a safe option has now become the central piece of the Vikings offense. The impressive detail is the speed with which he gained trust in practice, fitting in almost immediately. In the locker room, players and coaching staff describe a quarterback with strong leadership and contagious energy. For the fans, there is also an emotional component. Wentz grew up rooting for the Vikings and is now living that dream at US Bank Stadium. And it is precisely for this reason that this Sunday against the Bengals, Carson Wentz will be the guy at the center of everything. Let's lay the cards on the table. The scenario is as follows. J.J. McCarthy, a first-year player and the franchise's promising talent, suffered an ankle sprain in the game against the Atlanta Falcons, a matchup where the offense could not get going. As a result, Kevin O'Connell had to turn to the newly signed Carson Wentz. Remember, Wentz signed with the Vikings at the end of August, less than a month ago. In other words, the guy was still learning the playbooks, getting used to his locker room teammates, and understanding the dynamics of the offensive system. Even so, reports from the coaching staff and the players themselves indicate that he fit in almost immediately. O'Connell highlighted in an interview that the information he had from Sean McVay of the Rams and Andy Reid of the Chiefs matched exactly what he saw on the field, an experienced, confident quarterback ready to take command when needed. And this is exactly what will happen this Sunday. Carson Wentz will start against the Bengals. More than that, he will make history as the first NFL quarterback to start an official game for 6 different franchises in 6 consecutive seasons. An unprecedented feat. Now, let's take a closer look at this rapid adjustment process. Wentz is not a rookie trying to grasp the basic concepts. He has already experienced multiple systems and offensive styles, which allowed him to quickly connect the Vikings playbook vocabulary with his previous experiences. Offensive coordinator Wes Phillips explained that many of the offensive ideas already made sense to Wentz from the start. What changed was the terminology, the way each concept was called. This accelerated the learning curve. In practice, the reports are impressive. On a Thursday, when McCarthy had to be absent, Wentz led the workouts with the starting team and, according to O'Connell, the ball barely hit the ground. With blitz packages, third down situations, and a pace dictated by the game clock, he showed control, confidence, and most importantly, that sense that the offense was in good hands. Adam Thielen emphasized that Wentz plays with confidence and ease, something you only notice in veterans who have experienced ups and downs. He is a player who arrives, executes, and at the same time conveys calm. Max Brosmer, the rookie who will now be his immediate backup, mentioned that he has learned a lot just by observing how Wentz reads defenses and positions himself mentally before snaps. This demonstrates the impact he already has within the locker room. Physically, his profile continues to draw attention. 6 feet 5 inches, strong, with a live arm, capable of attacking the entire field. Wes Phillips even compared Wentz's mentality to Sam Darnold, highlighting the gunslinger style. He is the kind of guy who, instead of limiting himself to short passes, has the instinct to look for more aggressive windows. Of course, this requires adjustments to avoid unnecessary risks, but it is the type of mentality that can bring immediate explosiveness to an offense that had been questioned for its lack of rhythm and consistency. And what does this mean for Sunday against the Bengals? First, it is important to remember that Wentz will not have to carry the entire offense on his back. O'Connell himself emphasized that, unlike previous years when Carson had to be the savior, here the system is already structured. The goal is for him to be efficient, stay within the game plan structure, and leverage his offensive weapons. But the motivational factor cannot be ignored. Wentz himself admitted that running through the tunnel at US Bank Stadium will be surreal, as he grew up as a Vikings fan, attending games at the Metrodome, cheering in the stands, and participating in the Skol chants. Imagine the impact of experiencing this now as the protagonist, in front of a crowd already showing excitement on social media and around the team. This energy can serve as extra fuel for him and the roster. We are talking about a quarterback who not only fills an emergency spot, but arrives with experience, the respect of his teammates, and the chance to revitalize a career that at other times seemed to have lost momentum. The game against the Bengals will be more than a technical opportunity. It is a story of restart and renewed confidence. When we talk specifically about the matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, the key lies in balance. Brian Flores' defense has already highlighted that Wentz has been a great partner during practice, providing realistic looks to prepare the defensive unit. This shows that even before taking the starting role, he was already contributing to the team's collective functioning. Now, the expectation is that this chemistry will carry over to Sunday. The Vikings offense enters the game with concerning numbers. Only 95 plays executed so far, 24 first downs achieved, and scoring on just over 30% of drives, statistics that place the team near the bottom of the league in offensive efficiency. With Wentz, the idea is for this machine to gain rhythm, fluidity, and most importantly, confidence. An interesting detail: in the last 2 years, even in limited appearances, Wentz left good impressions. In 2023, playing for the Rams against the 49ers, he led an efficient offense, scored 3 touchdowns, and also contributed with runs that showcased his physical strength and athletic ability. In 2024, even playing with backups for the Chiefs, he maintained a solid passing accuracy rate. This reinforces that, when called upon, he can deliver consistency, something that could be decisive at this moment. Carson Wentz's fit into Kevin O'Connell's system also has a logical basis. The coach spent part of his career alongside Sean McVay in Los Angeles and brought several concepts that directly connect with what Wentz experienced with the Rams. This familiarity reduces the adaptation curve. Additionally, his recent experience with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City provided valuable lessons in preparation, game reading, and pre-snap adjustments. Wentz himself acknowledged that he observed and learned from different routines. Stafford and Mahomes have almost opposite styles, but both are benchmarks in mental efficiency and execution. This repertoire gives Wentz the ability to adapt to the needs of the game, something essential to face versatile defenses like the Bengals. And the coaching staff does not hide it. Seeing Carson in practice, managing the clock, adjusting formations, and keeping the group aligned was a sign that he is not just a temporary solution, but a leader capable of sustaining the offense while McCarthy recovers. The historical and emotional aspect of this moment cannot be overlooked. On Sunday, when he steps onto the field, Wentz will become the first quarterback in NFL history to start for 6 different franchises in 6 consecutive seasons. It is a symbolic milestone that combines resilience, perseverance, and of course, the harsh reality of a league where stability is rare. But beyond the statistics, there is the human side. He has spoken openly about his faith, about the periods when he was without a contract, and even wondered if he would get another chance. In 2023, for example, he spent months at home before receiving a call from the Rams. Now, less than a month after signing with Minnesota, he is experiencing a restart in a place that holds personal meaning. This resonates not only with his teammates, but also with the fans, who see in him a reflection of struggle and overcoming obstacles. Carson Wentz's story in Minnesota is still in its first chapter, but what we have seen so far is promising. He arrived with humility, integrated quickly with the roster, impressed the coaching staff, and has already earned the respect of both veterans and rookies. Technically, he brings a strong arm, experience in varied systems, and a gunslinger mentality that, if well managed, can transform the Vikings offense into something much more dynamic. Another point that stands out is how Wentz has been perceived by his own teammates. Justin Jefferson highlighted in an interview that, even in short practices, he already felt confidence in the chemistry with the quarterback. For a receiver of his caliber, this early connection is a sign that the offense could gain new possibilities as soon as this weekend. Addison also commented on Wentz's calmness in the huddle, something that conveys security to the younger players. And it is not just leadership on the field. Sources close to the locker room emphasize that Wentz has taken an active role in preparation meetings, asking questions, suggesting adjustments, and even sharing experiences from when he worked with coaches like Sean McVay and Andy Reid. This type of attitude reinforces that he did not come just to fill a spot, but that he is committed to accelerating the adaptation process and helping the Vikings compete at a high level. Another storyline adding weight to this moment is the context of the opponent. The Bengals are also dealing with adversity of their own, with Joe Burrow sidelined and Jake Browning stepping in as the starter. This means the Week 3 matchup will feature 2 quarterbacks unexpectedly thrust into the spotlight, both tasked with steadying their teams through uncertainty. For Wentz, this creates not just an opportunity to prove himself, but also a chance to outduel another signal caller facing similar circumstances. The narrative of two backups fighting for relevance makes Sunday even more compelling. Wentz has also made it clear that while he hopes McCarthy heals quickly, he views this as a meaningful opportunity that cannot be taken lightly. In recent comments, he admitted it has been years since he played in a game with real playoff implications, and that the fast-paced transition to Minnesota has only heightened his excitement. For him, this isn't just another start, it's the type of chance that can redefine how his career is remembered, especially after stretches where he wondered if another shot would ever come. The timing only increases the magnitude. Minnesota's record sits at 1-1, and with a difficult stretch of games looming after the Week 6 bye, Sunday feels like more than just a mid-September matchup. The difference between entering that stretch above .500 or below it is enormous, and Wentz understands the urgency. Coaches have emphasized efficiency and poise, but Wentz knows that one decisive performance could spark a momentum swing that changes the direction of the Vikings' entire season. Beyond tactics and numbers, there's also an undercurrent of personal validation. After being labeled a journeyman, bouncing from Philadelphia to Indianapolis, Washington, Los Angeles, Kansas City, and now Minnesota, Wentz enters this game carrying the dual weight of criticism and resilience. Every throw on Sunday offers a rebuttal to the perception of instability. It's a chance to show that his journey hasn't been about decline, but about perseverance, and that at 32, he can still steady a franchise and deliver when the spotlight is at its brightest. Kevin O'Connell, in turn, was straightforward. Carson is not here to be a supporting player. He is ready to lead. This public confidence from the head coach is uncommon when discussing a player signed less than a month ago. It shows how much the coaching staff believes that, even with little time, Wentz can sustain the offense, bring stability, and perhaps surprise the entire NFL as soon as this week against the Bengals. This Sunday against the Bengals, the expectation is clear: efficiency, leadership, and the chance to show that even after so many ups and downs, Wentz still has the fuel to be a protagonist in high-stakes games. For the fans, it is an opportunity to get excited about a new energy in the offense. For the team, it is the chance to regain rhythm and perhaps gain momentum in the season. And now I want to hear from you fans. What do you expect from Carson Wentz in this debut wearing the purple jersey? Do you think he will be able to surprise and give a new face to the offense right away? Leave your comments, join the conversation, and let's follow every detail of this journey together. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.